Hi guys, Ivan and Susan here from Bloggers on the Loose. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're at Fremantle Cemetery and we're going to show you around the cemetery and where some of the famous people and not so famous people have been buried. So Fremantle Cemetery is not the biggest cemetery in the state, but it stretches over 47 hectares. And we'll take you for a bit of a walk around the place here, and hopefully we won't get lost because 47 hectares is quite big. So as you can see, there's some pretty flash stuff over here, headstones and that I'm talking about, and a lot of these people have been gone for quite a while. I just also paid my respects to my parents because they buried over here at Fremantle Cemetery. So I thought we'd come out here and do a bit of a film also. Guys, so this here is called the Bon Scott Memorial Entrance. You can see it over here. Memorial entrance over here on the gate, and on the ground over here you can see a few there's a star over there with Bon written on and a few musical signs and all that type of thing, and here's a bit of a plaque over here. It says Bon Scott Memorial Gate Entrance. So we're going to sort of walk along this heritage trail over here and see what this is all about. Here it is here. It's Bon Scott's. I'll just leave the camera on it there and you guys can pause your TV. So as you can see, this bench over here, because we're just talking to one of the guys over here, one of the curators in the cemetery, and this bench over here was actually donated by his family, as it says over there on the plaque. And they're quite impressed that the bench is still there and still in very good condition. So it's good to see that it's been respected and no one's done anything to it, which is good. The curator over here was a real nice bloke. I had quite a long talk with him. So guys, this place is, Fremantle Cemetery was actually established in 1898. It's not the biggest one in Perth, like I said, but it's fairly big. 47 hectares of land over here, or 46 hectares of land. And it's located on the corner of Carrington Street and Leach Highway in Palmyra. So some of these gravestones, guys, that you read over here is pretty interesting. Some of these people have been gone a long time, and then some haven't been gone that long at all. So this is actually the third public cemetery in Fremantle. The first was in Alma Street and closed in 1855. And guess what, guys? At the moment, there's actually Fremantle Primary School is actually built on the site of that cemetery. So that's interesting. So all you kids out there who go to Fremantle Primary School, have you been touched on the back while you're sitting in class? It might not have been the teacher. Interesting facts. And the second one was built on Skinner Street, opened in 1852 and closed in 1899, so that one didn't last too long. So in the Skinner Street Cemetery, guys, 90 gravestones were relocated from that cemetery and put over here in Fremantle Cemetery. So this is just something a bit different, guys. What do you think? We're just sort of taking you along Fremantle Cemetery over here. These are interesting graves. These are all the same along here, with the metal frame around it, wrought iron type frame around it. I've never seen graves like this before. Quite interesting. So these grave sites here with the wrought iron frame around it, it says erected by Fremantle Lumpers Union. So I don't know what a Lumpers Union is. Anyone out there know? Let us know. Because all this with the wrought iron was erected by the same. I don't know if these people worked for that, or they were in that union, or what was going on. Or the union paid for the gravestones. I don't know. But to be honest with you, it's not that well kept, guys. A lot of it you can't read. Now guys, so we're still walking along the trail over here at Fremantle Cemetery. And did you guys, here's an interesting fact, guys. From 1898 to 1959, only burials were allowed over here. Then from 1959 onwards, the first cremation opened. So cremation's only been happening here since 1959. So that's an interesting fact. So to date, over 40,000 burials and over 66,000 cremations have taken place over here. It's quite a lot. And this Lumpers Union, guys, which is over here, they seem to be everywhere. If any of you know what this Lumpers Union is, because it says on this one over there, it says erected by his family and Fremantle Lumpers Union. So what's the Lumpers Union? Does anyone know? You can leave some comments below if you guys want to. It'd be interesting because a lot of people looks like they've had their burials paid for by the Lumpers Union. That's actually good in a way, because people pay a lot of union fees if they're in a union, and this union's obviously looked after people and paid for their funeral when they died, probably with all the fees that they've contributed, which is a good thing. Good on them. Good on the Lumpers Union. So guys, notable people buried over here include Bon Scott, like we said. His real name is Ronald Belford Scott, and he died in 1980, guys. He was born in 1946. He's the lead singer of AC/DC. So if any of you don't know who AC/DC is, go to your, just Google it, or go to your closest record store and buy a record. There's also a lady called Mary Ann Morrill, and she's actually the oldest gravestone over here, so the oldest burial over here. The gravestone was actually moved from the Alma Street cemetery, guys. So this lady was born in 1789 and died in 1832, and she's buried over here also. If we can find it, we'll show you guys. And there's another guy called Percival Mulligan, and so it says here, while Percival wasn't famous, he was a speedway rider. He has an honourable mention due to the size of his gravestone. That's interesting. So I have to just look for the biggest gravestone over here. Could be right in the middle there. I don't know. Look at this grave over here, guys. This guy was killed in action on the 28th of March 1918. So it's obviously the Gallipoli years, age only 21. Pretty bad. And that's obviously his parents and that. These must be military graves over here, by the looks of it. Or a few military. This one years. He died at age 40, so pretty young. So guys, this here is the oldest gravestone. It was actually the gravestone was moved from the Almas Street Cemetery in Fremantle, and this lady's name was Mary Ann Morrill, and she was the one born in 1789, and she died in 1832. So that there's the gravestone over there, and what we showed you before is just a bit of a write-up there about it. So there's a few military ones over here, guys, and it's obviously from the Gallipoli years, because all these people died in, or this person here died in 1919. There's another military one there, and another one over here from the Gallipoli years. And all these ones here are from the Gallipoli years also. Those gravestones are obviously redone, guys, because they look quite new. So they've obviously been redone, and they're all the same. So maybe the government paid for it. I don't know. So some interesting things over here at Fremantle Cemetery. Some really interesting gravestones, and the way people died, and that it's quite, some of it's quite sad actually. Here's another one here. This is the racing car driver, the speedway rider, and that's his grave here, and it's pretty impressive. It's one of the largest ones here. His name is Percival Mulligan, and he was born in 1910. I'm not sure, I don't think he died in 1929. He died in 1929, so he was pretty young. I don't know, I can't work out how he was racing cars at that age, but anyway, that's what my notes say. Here's a sad one here, guys. The person died only at the age of 4 years old in 1916. So you would think there would have been some sort of diseases going around then, and he's probably caught something and died at the age of 4. It's interesting just to walk around here, guys, and just to have a look at things. You know, it's quite interesting. There's also another person that was buried over here. A lot of you people from Perth will probably recognise the name. It's probably a name you don't want to be associated with, I guess. But it was Eric Edgar Cook, and he terrorised Perth in the 1960s. He's a serial killer. So he's buried here also. And there's another one over here, Joseph Charles Harp. So that's quite a nice tree growing next to his grave. Interesting tree. And Moondine Joe's also buried over here, guys. Now this person over here, guys, died January 18. Thomas Bradshaw, who died the 21st of January 1892, aged 78 years old. And his wife died on Christmas Day 1880, the age of 65. So on Christmas Day. There you go, guys. So what do you think of Fremantle Cemetery and some of the plaques over here and the gravestones? They're quite interesting to read. This guy here, he was only 34 years old when he died in 1895. Some of these people lived pretty hard lives, I think, way back then, because a lot of them died quite young. So a lot of disease must have gone through the colony and all sorts of stuff way back then. Here's another person over here. Hannibal Charles Patrick Sheeran, accidentally killed at Perth in 1899, aged 28 years old. Erected by his affiliated wife Hannah. Afflicted wife Hannah. I don't know, I can't read half the stuff because it's peeling off. Look at this, guys, this is quite a sad one here. You can read that on your screen. It's quite sad. So let us know if you guys have ever walked through a cemetery and just looked at the gravestones. This is the first time we've done this, except when we go see my parents. We just have a quick look at some of the gravestones around them, but we haven't actually walked through it in depth like this. This is actually a trail that you can walk. It's called a heritage trail, like I said. And so they're fine with us walking through here. It's okay. It's all been approved. This part of the cemetery isn't kept that well, guys, from what I can see. You can see it's all barren on either side. But then you'll get into an area again which looks okay. But you know, these gravestones are pretty old. So here's two murderers, guys. One was called Martha Rendell, and she's a convicted child murderer. And the other one was the infamous Eric Edgar Cook, and he was a convicted serial murderer. So yeah, they both look pretty strange, don't they? There doesn't seem to be a headstone for either of them. It's just I'm assuming they are buried there, but it's just a vacant area. So there you go. Look at this one here, guys. This is an interesting one. I'll just read the bottom part for you guys. It says, a good woman, wife, mother, and loving companion of 46 years, erected by a lonely husband. Interesting. He probably was quite lonely after she died, because she probably cooked for him, ironed his clothes, done his washing, done everything for him. Probably even combed his hair for him. There you go. You got to have a bit of fun sometimes, also in a morbid area like the Fremantle Cemetery, guys. Apologies to any of his descendants. Look at this, guys. It's interesting reading all these things. I won't read that out to you. You can pause your screen and have a read at that. Quite interesting. So we don't know what's going on over here, but this has all been cordoned off. It looks like it's the timber's just buckled and twisted and broken, so you can't actually sit up there. So this part of the cemetery looks a bit run down, guys. As you can see over here, these all these wrought iron fencing that were done by the union is all broken. They need to probably fix this part up because it doesn't look too good. Hi guys, this here is the famous Moondyne Joe, and if you're not from Perth, then look it up on Google it, guys, because it's quite an interesting story. He's actually a legend in the town of 2J in Western Australia, which we've done a video on, and they actually have the annual Moondyne festival each year to honour him. He's an escapologist. He used to escape from jail, but for all the good reasons, I think. I did read the story, I've forgotten now. And that's him there, he's buried over there with a few other people also. Someone called W. McGrath, another one S. Steele, and another one R. Peck. So they're all buried together. I wonder if Moondyne has escaped a few times to grab a carton of beer, something for the boys. Good on him if he has. So guys, we might just wrap it up over here at Fremantle Cemetery. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tour on the Fremantle Cemetery. And we found it quite interesting actually. And don't forget to hit that little like icon and also subscribe, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.